This session of the Learning Lounge covers the creation of class offerings. An offering defines the date that a class starts, and who is enrolled in the class. If you have not watched the lesson on defining the class itself, we suggest you watch that lesson before watching this one. The list at the left of the Offerings tab on the Classes form lists the offerings that have already been defined for the class currently selected on the Classes tab. By default, only active, incomplete offerings are listed. To view older offerings, check the Show Completed Offerings box or Show Inactive Offerings box in the section header. To load an existing offering into the editor, click on it in the list. To add a new offering for the currently selected class, click the Add Offering button. The instructor for this offering can be selected from the Instructor drop-down list. This list includes all registered employees that have been assigned the instructor role. The offering name is used to define the offering, usually when it will begin. Typical examples include March 2022, Third Quarter 2022, and Thanksgiving 2022. They don't need to include the class name or topic, as this information is stored in the class that the offering is linked to. Selecting an offering status will help you keep track of classes over time. Some offerings may consist of multiple class sessions. For example, you may have a 4-session class that meets once a week for a month. If the offering has more than one session, enter that number in the session count field. The active checkbox denotes that the offering is currently in the planning or execution phase. Uncheck this box for offerings that have already been completed or canceled. The start date defines when the first session for the offering will be held. The end date defines the date of the last session in the offering. If the offering has only one session, the start and end dates will be the same. You can define the minimum number of students required to hold the offering, and the maximum number of students that can attend a session. These two values default to the same properties defined for the class, but can be edited for individual offerings. The low enroll cancelled date defines the date that the class will be automatically cancelled if the minimum number of students has not been enrolled. If you don't want to automatically cancel a class due to low enrollment, leave this field blank. The last cancelled date defines the last date an enrolled student can cancel their enrollment and still receive a refund. This field can also be left blank. The Offering Notes field is used to enter any information you want to enter about the specific offering. This may include location, notes to the instructor, etc. Students are enrolled for the offering using the Enrolled Students section of the form. Use the Enroll Customer Fast Search field to locate the customer to be enrolled. Start typing in the customer's name, email address, or phone number. Select the desired customer from the pop-up list of possible matches that appears. The enrolled students are listed in the table in the lower half of the form. Most of the fields in this table are filled in automatically, but you can change the enrollment status or the paid status. If the customer has not yet paid for the class and wishes to pay now, check the Paid checkbox for that student, and a new point of sale will be started, with the class listed as a line item. From the point of sale form, the customer can pay for the class in full, or pay a deposit. When the sale is saved, you will be returned to the Class Offerings form. The Paid box will be checked if the customer paid in full. If the customer is not present, the point of sale Quick Start will show that the class payment is due the next time the customer is at the checkout. The other way to enroll and pay for a class is to go directly to the point of sale form rather than the Classes form. Use the Fast Search field to find the class customer, then type the name of the class into the product Fast Search, and select the class the customer is enrolling in. A pop-up form will list all current and future offerings of the selected class. Select the offering the customer wants to enroll in, then continue for the payment of the class. When the sale is saved, the customer will be automatically enrolled and their paid status set. If the customer that is enrolling in the class has not been registered with your store, click the Register Customer button to open the customer's form. The customer can be registered on that form. When the new customer's record is saved, you will be returned to the Classes form with the customer added to the currently displayed offering. If the currently loaded class is set up as a recurring class with the Auto Charge option turned on, the Process Payments button will appear in the header of the Enrolled Students section of the Offerings tab. Click this button to initiate the payment process for all the customer charges for the currently selected offering. The Recurring Payments form will appear as shown. The list will include all the students enrolled in the class. If their payment has already been made, the amount and paid date will appear. This prevents the student from being charged twice. If the student has registered a credit card for recurring payments, the nickname of that card will be displayed in the card to be used column. If the student does not have a credit card on file, this column will be pink. If one of those students is present and wants to register their credit card, click the Register Credit Card button to open the form where the student's credit card can be registered. Otherwise, these students will have to have their payments made manually. When you are ready to process the payments, click the Make Payments button. Each registered card will be sent to the integrated credit card system for payment. If the charges are successful, the amount paid and the payment date will appear in the list. If there are any problems with a charge going through, the error message will appear in the Processing Notes column. By default, Dragonfly provides several class-related emails that can be sent to enrolled class students. To send an email to one or more students, select one or more rows in the enrolled students list. Next, select the type of email that you want to send, then click the Send Emails button. A confirmation window will prompt you to confirm that the email will be sent. Watch the lesson on defining documents for information on how these emails are created. Dragonfly also provides a way to define documents that can be used for a class. The most common document is the class information sheet. To print out one of these documents, select it from the Select Item to Print drop-down list, then click the Print Items button. You may encounter a situation where a student enrolled in one offering for a class wants to change to another offering of the same class. If this happens, select the student to be moved, then click the Change Offering button. A list of available offerings will appear, allowing you to pick the new offering for the student. The student will be removed from the currently displayed offering and moved to the new selected offering. In general, class offerings should not be deleted unless they were never used. To delete an offering, select it in from the offerings list, then click the Delete Offering button. Each offering requires one or more sessions. The sessions define the start time of the individual class session, and allow for class attendance to be taken and in-class sales to be tracked. You can create the sessions individually or create a set of sessions using the session scheduler. Select the start and finish times for the sessions, then select the session frequency. The options will change based on the frequency selected. Once you have set the scheduler options, click the Create Sessions button. A list of the sessions to be created will appear, so you can confirm that the correct dates have been selected. If the desired dates are not listed correctly, click Cancel and adjust the scheduling options. Once the sessions are created, they can then be edited individually, as needed. Watch the lesson on defining and using class sessions for more information on working with sessions.